Audio Jungle.
And welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of the Doc and Croc show. I'm your boy Doc and Croc. What's going on?
What's going on, Doc? What's going on? Another day.
Another day. Hopefully,
Another
if
day.
we do these things right, another day, another $10,
Another $10.
another
Say
100.
it, speak it in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen and amen.
Amen.
If you want to go ahead and send us some money, we'll drop our Cash App in the comments. You go right ahead and help us out because you know what? It costs money to bring this show to you each and every week. Money coming straight out of our pockets. So we appreciate your thoughts, your prayers, your money, your dimes, your well wishes, anything you can give to keep this going forward. We definitely appreciate it. But Croc, guess what we talking about this week?
Let's tell the people what we talking about, Doc. What is it? What's
So,
on the agenda today?
so if you checked out last week, we were talking about how everybody in America seems to have this sense of entitlement, and we don't really treat anybody civilly anymore. But this week, we're going to rip the veil apart. We're going to go behind the curtain. We're going to go a little bit further and let you meet the real Doc and Croc because we got one of our classic episodes coming straight at you. And this episode, this is called Scandalous.
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 Scandalous. Now, who in the world could we be talking about today?
Man, there are
Who in the world?
so many directions we could take this episode right now. But I think I want to talk about what everybody is talking about right now.
The elephant in the room. The
The
elephant in the room.
elephant in the room with a
Let me
whole
adjust my
bunch
seat.
of
I'm trying to
whole
adjust
bunch
my
of
seat to get right.
bottles of baby lotion and baby
Mm.
oil. I mean, let's just get the fountain going. We talking Diddy. Oh,
Diddy and Freak Off. Freak Off. They got a name for him. And you know that name will remain around forever.
you thought we were just talking about meetups in a hotel room. No, your boy called these freak offs. We're not even gonna play around and tell you what's happening in the hotel. I'm telling you exactly what this is.
Doc, they saying when he made the call, man, it was people, it was a massive like cohesion of getting prepared for these freak offs, man. Like
Right.
they getting the rooms ready, they getting the sheets ready, they calling people, these people making these phone calls to escort, these people calling the hotels, getting the hotel ready. They said when he made a call, it was in motion. It was on.
You talk about a well-oiled corporation with a CEO at the head, and the CEO says, these are the things that we need for our business to run. And you have different managers that get the business going. Except in this case, we're using these managers to organize really a well-orchestrated orgy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
call it what it is.
It is, That's exactly what it is.
And family uh, at work right now is a biblical principle that the Bible has tried to teach us over and over again. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you,
Money you have.
no matter how many people you control, how many people you have bought their silence, forced into silence, terrorized them into silence,
Yeah.
anything that is done in the dark is gonna come to the
To
light.
the light. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And right now, this Diddy case is shining a light on everything.
Okay, so I don't know if you're familiar with what a RICO case is, right? That's where I've heard all the things that he's been doing, but I'm still waiting for them to tie it in to how is it they put that label on the case.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I don't know what else.
All
Would
right.
it be a silver case if it wasn't a RICO? Like, I guess I'm trying to think like what other charges they rape. I guess rape and I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
So y'all know Doc and Croc, we are teachers. We are not lawyers. So I will, with that disclaimer in mind, I will give you
Absolutely, yeah. Please do that.
this is not legal advice at all.
Yeah, nah.
But my best way to describe this is a potential RICO case. So we know that RICO cases are usually used in cases of, the Italian mob or
Yeah, yeah.
being
Organized crime.
or organized crime
Right.
situations. And so basically, a RICO case means that you have used your organization to create criminal activities by
Yeah,
use of violence, intimidation, or money. So you used your resources to create this whole criminal enterprise. Basically, RICO means you coordinated with other people to make this thing happen. So, if that be the case, and in a RICO, you have to have a head, and that head has to control or work with or uh, uh, collaborate with others.
right.
If,
Exactly. Yeah.
if Diddy is the head, that means if this is the true RICO, there are other people that are going to have to
Okay.
do this.
Good point. Good point. I looked up what it says some of the most common charges for a RICO are drug trafficking, bribery, mail and wire fraud, bank fraud, extortion, and money laundering.
Mhm. And so let's go through that list again. So
Drug trafficking.
we know with the Diddy case, we have drug trafficking, we have
Check.
extortion,
Robbery, probably from the hotels, I
we have
imagine.
we have bribery because
Money laundering. I'm sure. How you if you pay somebody $10,000 a month to freak off? How are you writing it off?
right, right,
You see
because
what I'm saying? Like, are you putting it on the books as like a an employee? You know what I'm saying? Like
hotel
assistant,
expense,
assistant. Like what? Like what? How do you put it on the books? But so yeah,
retreat,
yeah.
professional development,
Wow, wow, wow. That's a great.
entertainment.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Living expenses.
And so eventually, if it's not on the books as what it should be, then as part of a RICO case, you also have tax evasion.
There you go. Yep.
And
Yep.
so there are a lot of different ways that the prosecutors can take this situation. But one of the things I know, family, I don't know if y'all know, teaching is my second career. I used to be a university administrator, and one of my roles was a Title IX coordinator. If you're unfamiliar with Title IX, that basically means for a university, if somebody accused someone else of sexual assault or sexual harassment, I was responsible for coordinating the investigation into
Mm-hmm.
that situation. And in all my years doing Title IX, one of the things that I have learned is that where there is smoke, there is usually fire. And
9 times out of 10.
no woman goes through the embarrassment of trying to tell her story of being raped, abused, or humiliated just because. No one wants to just go through all that humiliation because they want attention. Usually, if someone is willing to make the allegation, there is some truth to what is being said. And so I say all that to make this point, Croc. Have you noticed that every person that has gone up and testified so far seems to have the exact same story?
Yeah.
What's going
Yeah.
on with Diddy?
Yeah. He's something, man. It's something mental going on with Diddy, man. They say his mom, man, it's I don't know. Like I said, so much stuff floating around the internet. I don't know the facts,
Right.
but man, he rubbing semen on his chest from other men, and like, dude, sick, man. Like that's something else, man. Like that's something else, man. I don't, I don't, I don't know if that's money. I don't know if that's money or just
The
because I
money does not make you do some of the things that
think, yeah, that's like I said, you getting
and
off watching another man with your wife.
like
Nah, that's sick, bro. That's something else. That's
man,
something else. They ain't. I don't think that's money. That's something else.
you know, so not a lot of people, you know, believe in spiritual and demonic forces, but man, you cannot convince me that there
Yeah,
is
that's
not
something.
something else at play in
Yeah.
this whole situation. And I'm not even just talking about with Diddy, because I'm looking at the other people. You know what's going to happen at this hotel when you get the invite, and yet you still go. Something has caused you to put aside your common sense, put aside that safety warning system in your mind, and allow you to go through it.
I wonder. Like I said, I have so many questions, man. I wonder was like the same. Was the same escorts they would
Mhm.
call in? Cause the guy, the Punisher, I want. I don't know if he was a regular, but I guess Diddy had these people on speed dial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Depending on where they was.
But I try to put myself when I look at certain things, because I try to get the lesson from me. Again, this ain't gossip. I'm trying to learn from me. How do people go through this so I can work with and educate others? Because the Bible says there ain't nothing new under the sun. So
Huh?
this type of situation has happened before. We don't confront it, it's going to happen again. So how do we
Yeah.
stop it? And you know, I I I wonder, is there a certain amount of lack of self-worth or self-loathing that has to go into place for you to be willing to do some of the things that you did for the pleasure of someone else? And
Uh,
now I'm not even just talking about Diddy. I'm looking at people's lives
yeah,
in general with
yeah.
that one.
And,
I'm
and
looking
I'm
at
gonna go.
personal relationships.
I'm gonna take you somewhere because I feel like with social media being so prevalent in the last, let's say, 20 years, last 2 decades, I think society has become so focused on money and appearance
Hmm.
that I think these young people are growing up selling their soul, literally selling their souls to have anything that they send on social media, thinking that people, you gotta put blood, sweat, blood, and tears into whatever you're doing,
Right.
and before you make it, and you still, there's no guarantee you still gonna make it. So what they said, I wonder, Cassie at the age she was a lot younger than Diddy, and she came up in the social media age. So I wonder if she's seen the chance to have everything she probably ever dreamed about.
Hmm.
And she said, you know what? Out the door with all my morals. Everything that I believed and know right, I probably didn't grow up. Her parents probably instilled in her everything, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably raised her to be a great person. And that's what I tell people. All this you pour on your child, when they get that certain age, when it's time to make their own decisions, no matter what you done put in them, they're gonna have to make their own decision. They have to they walk in life. And
They,
I think we're seeing what a lot of people are selling their soul combined with the lack of morals that we have in today's society.
I'm gonna say that again. There are no shortcuts. And
It's not.
and
It's
people
not.
see all these influencers on Instagram and TikTok, and they claim they making this amount of money, or you see photos of them doing this, that, and the other. And the thing that I have an issue with the social media is you have no idea what people have done, how they're trying to portray something,
Yeah.
what they lying about, what they had to steal, what they had to do in order to portray this lifestyle that they claim that they are having. And so
See, Doc, but the problem is we're old enough and mature enough to see and to know that ain't happen overnight.
mm-hmm.
You know, even the influencers, and they making these videos, you got people have to create content. That's work. So
Yes.
even though you seeing what they doing, or you seeing the product or the end result of what they done, you still ain't seen the work they put in. And a lot of young people, they ain't got enough sense to know that all they see is what they see.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's on, guess what? It's on to the next one. It's on to the next one. So you ain't even got the sense or the mental fortitude to think about the process that they went through to get to where they at.
And we see that in the classroom all
Exactly.
time. You have
Exactly.
put no work in. You haven't turned in any assignments. You haven't participated in any class assignments. You haven't participated in any class discussion. You didn't do the extra credit or the test review, and then want to understand why you did poorly on the test.
Now, what about the extra credit when you ain't done the regular credit?
The extra credit when you haven't turned in anything, and it usually comes 3 days
Can,
before my grades are due.
can I do something to get my?
Can I?
No, you
What
should have
what
done
can I
the
do to
work.
fix my grade?
You should have done the work when the work was assigned. I'm not going back doing. No, I'm not. No, I got too much going on. I'm not doing that.
I told you the first day of the grading period.
I'm not
Don't
doing
ask me with a week left, how can you boost your grade?
that.
I know you check your grade on our learning management system every day. I know you know, because while I'm watching your computer and you're supposed to be doing your assignment, I see you checking your grades.
Great. Wow.
So
Wow.
I know you know. And I know I've told you, hey, you ain't doing so hot. I know the progress report told you. Now, whether you shared that with your parents or not, but I also know your parents got access to your learning management system too. So everybody should know.
Everybody should be on the same page. It shouldn't be a surprise. I shouldn't be getting emails and messages. Why? 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 Why?
What can my
Y'all know why. We all know why. We
your
all know why.
same
Stop.
work? The
Yeah, we all
same
know
work
why.
everybody else is
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
But you know, it, it's funny to me how we can look at what everybody else is doing and think, man, I want to get there, but don't even bother to ask the question, how did that person get there? Or don't even do your own investigation because a lot of these influencers that are credible will sit there and post videos and tell you, this is what I go through on a
Yeah.
daily.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really
Some of them are honest. Some of them are honest and tell
right.
you that it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. But they don't want to hear that. They
They
don't want to hear that. They want to give me the easy route. And then, like I say, I just feel like young people think we try to control them. But like I tell you, every time I tell you something, it's coming from a place of love.
Mhm.
Sometimes you don't receive the message because I might scream and I might holler or whatever. But try to get the message out of it. If you look for the message, I promise you, it's a gem in there somewhere. I promise you.
Right, right. Through
Yeah,
all the things I'm
absolutely.
telling you, there gotta be one nugget that you can take
Something. It gotta be something. You gotta
to
sip some filter
apply.
sometimes. You know.
But there was another big scandal in the news at the time of this recording, and so I don't know if you've checked your X and your Truth Social, but there are two titans of industry that have been going and
Woo!
forth with one another.
You talk about Dumb and Dumber?
Man, the romance is over.
Oh my God.
The
Hey, I'm kind of glad it happened though. I'm glad it happened.
Why you
I'm
glad it
glad it
happened?
happened. Huh?
Why you glad it happened?
Because I think they was being fake. I
Okay.
think I think they knew each other. I think they knew each other well enough to know that Neither one knew what the hell they was doing. Excuse my French. I don't know if I was able to say that, but I said it. But I really think both of them, neither, I think he knew Trump didn't know how to run the country. And hey, this is a fool with a bunch of money. And guess what? If I let him be my right hand man, I can get in this pocket and get some of that money.
I think what ended up happening is both of them are used to using other people. You don't
Exactly.
get to be a billionaire without having to step on a few
Put some
people
next. Yeah,
along the
absolutely.
way. And
Absolutely.
both their business situations are pretty well documented about how they have
Mm-hmm.
on, abused, and intimidated the people that worked under them to get to where they are. All right. So I think that Mr. Musk thought that the money that he was providing to Trump for his presidential campaign, he thought with that money, like he's done in the past, he could control Trump to do
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
wanted.
Absolutely. Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
same time, Trump thought, well, this idiot, I'm going to use him for his money
Yeah.
to get
All of that.
where I want to be. And
All
then
of
I'm
that.
going to just do what I want.
I'm still the president. At the end of the day, I'm still the president. He don't run nothing really. So really, Trump won because he used him and then throw him to the side like a rag doll. So
You can
you
go
know,
behind my back and whisper to all these different people all you want to and say, you the secret puppet master, you the secret president. And that's why I had my little cabinet meeting I did to put you in your place. Like,
yeah,
look,
yeah,
I
yeah.
used you, son. I'm the president.
I read a headline and I didn't read the article, but it said, Trump said he will sue Musk if he fund Democrats.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how he intends to sue Musk, but I did I did read another article that said, you know what? Um, I'm the president, and I know that Tesla, SpaceX,
Mm,
have all these different government contracts. I
yeah,
could just go ahead
strip them.
and
Yeah,
you know what? Since your Doge is all about saving money, how about we cut those
yeah.
contracts? Because
Yeah, but that's the good old boy politics. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, and then when things go sideways, now everybody mad and they throwing shots at each other. Say
but
Trump was in them Epstein papers. Did you hear that?
yeah,
I believe it.
Mr. Musk. He now you know
I
after
believe
he
it.
said that he deleted that tweet. But you
It's too
know,
late now. It's
once
too
it's out
late.
there, it's
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. Once
And
you throw a rock and it's to left your hand, guess what? You can't take it back.
you can't run and go grab
Yeah,
it.
you can't run the catch that it's gone. So man,
And
I think it was good for the country to see, the
mm,
whole world to see. We knew it was fake. We knew it was a fake friendship anyway.
mm.
You know.
What I want to know is what is Trump gonna do with that car? Remember Elon gave him that red Tesla? I just
Oh boy, I
I,
forgot
I,
about that.
I just want to know what he's gonna do with the car
He
because
gonna keep it. What you mean? He gonna keep it?
please, man,
He
that
keep
thing's
it.
already on Carvana.
Speaking of Tesla, I seen a bumper sticker that said, "I got mine before Elon went crazy."
I seen that too. Like, you know why they doing that? Here another scandal because of all this Elon stuff.
People
Everybody that see a
they tear them up.
Tesla, they getting scratched up,
Yeah,
getting
yeah, vandalized. They
hit,
vandalized.
windows cracked in, so people trying to protect their car. I didn't know. I didn't
Right,
know he was
right.
like that.
Yeah.
It, I'm gonna keep dropping this word, but it's scandalous to me to know
Scandal.
that your main source of income, Mr. Musk, is electric cars. Now, your main audience for electric cars tend to be liberals because they believe in climate change.
Yeah.
But you decide to turn off that entire customer base by going all in with this MAGA movement. Now you and Croc, you know who don't buy electric vehicles?
Uh, Billy Joe and them down there in the trailer line now.
Yeah. Look, I live in South Carolina, and I could count on one hand the number of times I have seen the F-150 Lightning rolling down the street. But I could walk out right now and wait outside for 5 minutes, and I guarantee I at least see five F-250s, five Ram 2500s, at least 10,
Chevy Silverado.
at least 10 Silverados.
Silverados, yeah, yeah.
Like
It
the
ain't adding up.
Wesley'er the better.
Yeah, it
I
ain't
even
adding up.
I even seen a new Hummer.
They
Now,
still buying them?
yeah.
Wow.
Now I think the newest Hummers are electric.
Electric.
I think
Okay,
Chevy brought those back to be
okay,
electric, but this
okay.
one I saw, this wasn't no electric one.
Uh,
I don't
gas
see,
guzzler.
I don't see electric vehicles with tailpipes usually with smoke coming out.
That's gas. That's petrol.
That definitely some gasoline coming
Yeah,
through.
that's petrol.
And so I just think, and so he leaves the White House. I got to go back and save my business. But I don't know about you, Croc. I feel like the damage is done at this point.
But they hit him in the pocket. They hit him where it hurt. They hit him where it hurt, and I think he definitely felt it.
Yep.
I think that's one of the reasons him and Trump getting into it, but his company had started dipping a little bit. I think that was definitely a reason for him to kind of shift his focus. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think that was good for everybody. Go on back to do what you do. You
I,
know, yeah.
I don't know if you can recover from it because all the people that were buying and then releasing and buying again, I don't think those customers are coming back. Um,
I
and
just I just want to know what make people think because somebody run a successful business that they can run a country like it's the same thing. When a business, I know you have a lot of different moving parts in business, and the country probably got 10 times more, 100 times more things moving than the business. So I don't understand why a lot of people tend to think that just because you run a successful business that you can be even a politician or a president.
time out, pause. Who we talking about here? We talking about Elon or we talking about Trump? Because if you're talking about Trump,
Both,
can we
both.
really
And
say
Trump, hold on. I was really talking about Elon, but Trump wasn't a successful businessman. He was a successful con man.
exactly? He was a successful actor. Because
He's an entertainer. Yeah, he's an entertainer.
I will readily admit I watched
Yeah,
The Apprentice every
yeah.
night just to see what he was going to do.
And he was bearable then. He was bearable then.
I watched
I
it.
say bearable loosely.
I was
Loose.
a Trump fan, and then Obama became president.
And then his true colors came out.
His true colors
Well,
were
they've been out. They've been out. They were just overlooked a little bit, to be
like
honest with you.
everybody seen. But I can't really call Trump a successful businessman because how many times did he have to declare
Bankrupt.
bankruptcy
Bankrupt.
in order to keep his companies afloat? Look at
Well,
what
yeah.
happened to his casinos in Atlantic City. How many businesses of his have gone belly up? And I know failure is a part of business, family. I understand that. In order to succeed, you have to fail. But I also know one of my talents, I look for patterns, and I'm sorry, there is a pattern
A failure.
to what he does. Uh, but as far as Elon, the problem with Elon and the problem with any businessman trying to go into politics is that if you are a CEO, you are the head. You command attention. You dictate where this company is going to go. The only check on your power is the board of directors.
Right.
And
Right.
as long as your company is making money based on what you told everybody to do, the board of
You good.
directors is going to stay out your way.
Wait. Yep.
But
Yep.
in government, we have checks
Checks and
and
balances.
balances. And,
Yes.
and so, as a president who is used to commanding and saying, this is the way it is, I need everything to happen, our checks and balances, we used to have Congress, but Congress is like
He
Yeah,
run everything. He got
exactly.
everything in his pocket.
So now we are relying on the courts to really balance out everything to make
You
sure
can't be
there is a check on power. And of course, a business CEO who has never really had a check on power is going to buck that system. And that's why we have the issues that we have right now.
Yeah, he's trying to take away all our freedoms, man, a little bit by little bit, and it's just see what's going on in California.
Oh, the
He
protest.
said the same. He said the same thing about the Democrats years ago. I just read an old tweet he had put out. Everything that's going on now, he was complaining about the Democrats. He's doing it in California.
Well, here's my thing. So you want to send the National Guard, you want to send the Marines out to California to squash all these protesters and protests that are happening. But one, it's your policies that are creating these protests. We going into schools, we going into community centers
Mm.
to take kids,
Snatching people out their homes, their jobs,
just snatching up people.
classrooms.
But we hesitant to send in the National Guard and the Marines when the Capitol building is under siege, when Capitol police officers are being abused and beaten and hurt and threatened, when congressmen, congresswomen are having to run and hide. And you have a group, a
Fear for their lives. Fear for their
searching
running,
for
literally running for them life for their lives.
searching for the acting vice president of the United States in his role in Congress, ready to lynch him. But this is where we are as a country.
Doc, you heard they trying to sue
Who's trying to sue?
the people they locked up from the Capitol rioters. Now
Are
they
you
trying to
serious?
sue
After he done let them all out, you got pardoned.
for 100 million.
What was it? Unlawful uh
Bro,
or something.
any judge that even listen to their cases out there flipping mind. Any judge that even accept that case is out there flipping mind.
Here's the beauty of our justice system, though. It'll be denied at the district level, and then it'll appeal
Then yeah,
to the appellate court, who will also probably deny it, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court, and that's where it
oh.
gets interesting, because you have
I
God.
hope it don't go that far, man, because that'll be it's just not a good look for the country, man. Not a good look for the country
and
at
so
all.
and so it's no surprise that our country's credit rating was downgraded from, what is it, A plus 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 to whatever it is now, because all of the instability in this country. And that was the last credit agency.
Just scandalous.
The other credit agencies had already downgraded our credit rating in the last Trump presidency. And so this is the final one. So with,
Here we go.
with all of our deficits and all this money that we owe to other countries, with our current budget imbalance, none of these things are going to get corrected because of our credit rating. And I don't know, the biggest rip, the biggest scandal of all this big, beautiful bill coming through Congress right
Well,
now.
I'm a little ignorant on that. You don't have to fill me
I
in.
got you. It's basically this. We're going to keep the Trump tax cuts that he put in place back in what, 2017, 2018. We're going to keep those tax cuts in place, which is going to keep our budget out of balance because I'm sorry, uh, just like the church, the country runs on donations. And so
Wow.
our tax is those donations. If not enough donations come in to cover the budget for all these things, like increasing the military, which is in that big, beautiful bill too, if we don't bring in enough money,
Mm. The
the
deficit going to increase.
increases.
Yeah.
So, not saying, not arguing that I want my taxes to increase because I definitely don't. But
You don't need that. We got enough taxation, man.
but I do think there are some people that are not paying their fair share either.
Oh yeah, he cut the tax breaks to the rich. I do know that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why. That's why the millionaires like him because he let them slide and bust our head. The average everyday man, he bust our head.
Woo. I tell y'all what, family, we could go on and on and on about scandals in America, man. We haven't even scratched the surface of this thing yet, but our time is running short. So, Croc, any last words about this scandalous America?
Hey man, I just try to stay out of trouble, man. I just try to stay sucker free. That's all I can say. And I hope our listeners do the same things. Just stay sucker free and stay in your own lane.
Uh,
That's the best advice I can give you.
That's my saying right there. I say to my family all the time, stay in your lane.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
family, we want to let you know that the Dr. Croc Show, we apolitical. We don't believe in one political party over the other. I personally think they all scandalous. They all troublesome. So
Yeah. All of them got game, man. Everybody got game.
don't take these comments about Elon and Trump as if we against the president. We not against anybody. We just want to see the best for this country. And right now, I'm not sure we got that happening. So you can argue with us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Because guess what? Every comment you make, that's cha-ching from me.
He comment. Make a comment.
Especially we love those comments that say, man, you boys are doing it, man. That thing was fire this time. So let us know what you think. All right, Croc, till next time.
We out. Peace.
Peace.